been pacing in my room for 23 minutes. Um, I've just been informed that they're making a new Smurfs movie. This is news to me, as anybody who knows me in real life uh, will be able to very easily tell you. I have very little hatred for anything in this world, including pure evil. I'm just able to rationalize just about everything in my head and humanize just about every single aspect of even some of the most despicable people on this planet. I guess I have a hateful atom in my body, to tell you the truth. Um, every single is there anything smaller than an atom? Every single fiber of an atom in my body that is dedicated to hate only turns on the second that somebody talks about Smurfs. Smurfs are I'm gonna curse a lot. Maybe I should just. January 12th, 11:33 p.m. Wednesday. Partly cloudy today. High winds with a high of 67 and a low 54. About. Man, okay. I really hope this audio isn't muffled because I'm not going to do this again, but this has to get out there. So Smurfs. Oh man. They're a little cartoon, little blue people. Everybody knows what a Smurf is. Um there was that movie that Sony made. They come to the real world. They're like hyper realistic. That was neat. And by neat, I mean I fucking hated it. I fucking hated it. I mean, there's nothing to say about it. What the Smurfs come to the real world, and then they do it again for a sequel. Did they make a third one? I can't remember if they made a third one or not. I know that they made an animated one. It was called Smurfs: The Lost Village. That one looked pretty. And I heard it was good, but nobody watched it because nobody cared. Then, and I only know this because I'm looking at the. I'd rather somebody walk in on me watching porn than walk in and see that I have the Smurfs wiki pulled up on my computer. In 2017, they made a movie called Smurfs: The Lost Village, and in 2021, which is news to me, they made the Smurfs animated TV show for babies with their brain missing and a cleft lip. That's who they made this show for. That was a bit mean. That was a bit unnecessarily mean. I want to apologize to any babies out there that are missing half their brain and or have a cleft lip. I imagine it's not easy, and to imply that somebody going through the struggles that you are going through would stoop to the level of a Smurf. I gotta make something very very clear right now. My hatred to Smurfs does not extend to people who are fans of Smurfs. If you like Smurfs, I have no ill intent towards you. I do not think of you as a lesser person. I do not think of you stupider than me. I am glad that you were able to find joy in something that brings me nothing but hatred. In fact, I am jealous of you. I am jealous that you were able to enjoy something I could find nothing but cynicism and just disgusting stomach churning evilness in. I don't think Smurfs are actually evil. But God, I could just never, like, if you, I was gonna say, if you gave me a mic and forever to talk, I talk to you forever about how much I hate Smurfs, but I'm doing it right now. This video is gonna be 18 and a half minutes long. I'm very tired. With that out of the way, um, then so the new Smurfs trailer, so the new Smurfs trailer, it seems like even people who were optimistic about this movie, or who had any hope for this movie, or even just people who are into animation in general, it seems like nobody is on the side of this movie. And I gave it a fair chance, knowing I hate Smurfs. I still gave it a fair chance because I hate Smurfs, but I don't want Smurfs. I'm gonna kill myself. I don't want Smurfs to be bad. I'm not. I didn't hear that they were making a new Smurfs movie. Jesus. I know what they are. I've just been. I'm just like looking. I'm just looking at the word, and it feels so fucking stupid. I, I don't want Smurfs to be bad, is what I'm saying. I didn't watch this wanting to hate it. Watch the trailer. I mean, wanting to hate it. I caught the last 15 seconds of it, of the trailer, walking into a theater, and I said, "Oh, they're making a new Smurfs movie." So I looked it up on my phone, and I watched it. It was probably the most dog shit thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life. So first off, it opens up. I don't keep up with celebrities. I don't know anything about celebrities off the top of my head. I don't know any of that. I'm just not aware of any of that. That's all completely beyond me. So when the trailer, but I know who Rihanna. Like I know of like like I know the basic like. I was gonna call them androids. I'm so fuck. I'm such in a bad fucking mood today. But I know celebrities. So when the trailer opened up with Rihanna going, "Hey y'all, it's Rihanna. Are you ready to watch the Smurfs trailer? Are you ready to watch the Smurfs trailer?" I was like, Rihanna's in this movie. She, I guess they're going to the real world again. That's why Rihanna's in this movie. That makes sense. The Smurfs are going to go visit Rihanna. And by the way, Rihanna, the last time I saw Rihanna, or I saw a picture of Rihanna, was like an album cover from like 2007 or something like that. And she's not a bad looking lady at all. I'm not trying to imply that in the slightest. But I'm saying is like the last time I seen Rihanna, she was like on an album cover from 2007. So she looked like young and pretty and nice. Like her skin was all tight, and you could just see. There's nothing against her. I much prefer people gracefully aging, naturally. But just seeing Rihanna, and you can just see that like you can just tell that she's like tired, and she's got like shit going on at home, and they're like, "Can you come in for 10 minutes to record the intro for the Smurfs trailer?" And she was like, "Okay." You can just tell she's just a little bit tired. Just watching that kind of like it kind of put me off a little bit. I was like, "Oh, Rihanna's getting old now." I mean, the truth is, is that time is just nobody's getting old. Time is just moving. I'm not 12 anymore, and Rihanna isn't. I don't know what age Rihanna was when I was 12, but so sorry. But she's not like mid 20s anymore. Gosh, she's probably like four. Can I look this up really quick? Is Rihanna's age on the Smurfs wiki? Excuse me. Rihanna's age. She's 36. She's 36. No, that can't be right. Well, I guess fame stresses you out. Maybe I gotta look at the trailer again. I gotta look at the trailer again. Am I being way too mean on her? The Smurfs trailer. God, what a fucking embarrassment. Not Rihanna, Smurfs. What a fucking embarrassment of a fucking thing to call your fucking. Calling an alien a glip glop is less embarrassing than calling a Smurf a fucking Smurf. Yeah, she just looks like tired. I don't know. I don't know, but okay. I saw her, and I didn't catch the first 3 seconds where she says like I'm playing Smurfette. I didn't catch that part. I just saw Rihanna, and I was like, okay. So the Smurfs are falling out of the sky. Paramount logo. Um, on a fucking record disc, and they're like DJing. Papa Smurf has like man, Papa Smurf has like golden Beats headphones on, and he's got like the knuckles that say like Papa, and another one probably says Smurf, and he's holding like a mic and he's dropping it. He's doing a DJ thing, and they're all dancing. Oh man, I'm getting acid reflux. They're all dancing. They're doing the thing that I hate in movies, where I don't hate it when they do dance parties in movies, right? I hate it. Ooh man, I hate it when they do dance parties in movies, and the main characters are always lead dancing, and everybody else in the background who it just looks like very basic carbon copies of each other. They're all like moving in unison. This problem is amplified with the Smurfs because they're literally all the same. There's like maybe like 120, probably 159,000 unique Smurfs because you can just put any fucking adjective and or verb in front of a Smurf and that just makes your character. This one's Water Smurf. He likes water. This one's Vanity Smurf. He likes the fucking mirror, like that. But then there's just like some in the background that just like they don't have anything fucking special about them. I'm pausing a screenshot right now. There's an army of Smurfs in front of me, and they're all just wearing the white pants and the white hat, and they got fucking nothing. Like I'm looking at one of them here. He's just like some guy. What is that fucking tail no clipper Smurf? Does he like to clip his toenails? Like what's unique about you? These things already don't have a fucking selling point. They're just like a drawing that some guy liked to do. Like it was like his little autistic stim. Like he liked to doodle it in his notebook. And they're all like, we could sell that. What do we call it? He's like, I don't know. Smurf. He's like, what'd you say? He said, oh, I said nothing. I said Smurf, I mean. And he goes, oh, okay, we're going to call him Smurfs now. We'll go ahead and trademark that. Because who the fuck would ever trademark Smurf? That's a noise that you make when you stand up too quick. Like it's so what the fuck is wrong with you? Um there's no fucking selling point to these things. Dude, okay, if you have the trailer up at home, I want you to do me a favor. Go to the official American upload of the trailer from Paramount Pictures. Go to the 27-second mark. Smurfette turns around and she like nods her head, and it looks like they just ripped a mocap file offline. You know, like whenever you're playing video games, and they have like all the like they have like these like royalty free like walking animations and shit like that. Because like why would like who care? Like why are you gonna mocap somebody walking for what ultimately we would be probably like $78 like an hour to like pay them and like get all the lighting and shit set up, when you could just get that file off of line because everybody walks the same or majorly the same. And that's why I'm just looking at Smurfette here. Like the way that she nods her head, it just looks like that they fucking stole it from just like some what's that website, Adobe Acrobat, where they just have like all the free what's it called, 3D animation files. Is that what it's called? Adobe Acrobat. No, that's their PDF reader. What's that Adobe 3D site? Because I'm not gonna edit this in later to the video, so I just have to get it right now. Mixamo. It's Adobe Mixamo. Mixamo is a good little site if you wanna get a bunch of if you just want to upload the model that you made to see how the rigging on it is, how like the meshes on it are. That's a good site to upload it to. Well, maybe it's not because I hear Adobe will just scrape all your shit for AI stuff. Which I mean, it's like if it's gonna happen, it's already happened. But do you willingly want to like here's my special creation? Like I'd rather them just steal it and be wrong than me hand it over to them and be mad at it later. I'm getting off topic. If you keep playing the trailer from the 27-second mark, it's just like all the Smurfs and they're doing like the most embarrassing, dances I've ever seen in my life. They're like it just their heads look so still, but their bodies are moving so quick and fluidly. It just looks like that they're like superficially putting in Smurf heads over mocapped people. That's besides the point though, because I don't have a problem with the art direction of this movie. The art of this movie looks fine. The animation looks fine. It's just that Smurfs dancing inherently looks shitty. So there's like nothing that you could really do. But the art direction looks fine. I guess I gotta emphasize that. This is probably the best that Smurfs have ever looked in 3D. Um, so there's that. This isn't really a problem with the movie as much as it is the Smurfs in general. But while we're still on the topic of the movie, they're trying to rip off Spider-Verse, which is gut-wrenchingly embarrassing. Why the fuck would you ever mix Smurfs and the Spider... I mean, like, I know why you would. It's because you have fucking nothing else to do. They have Gargamel in the movie apparently like a little bit, but they're mainly handing it over to his brother. What do they call him? Gagamel. It's like basically the same character. I don't know why you're doing his brother and just not Gargamel. Um, they look the fuck like if it's about how like oh Gargamel was a Jewish stereotype. It's like they look the fucking same. So you're not like avoiding that either. So it's like what the fuck is the point of it? It just seems fucking it just seems stupid. I don't understand why you would bother. Towards the end of the trailer, they have like a nod. I think this is a nod. Well, I want to say that this is the nod to like probably some sort of Smurfs NES game, but it's not like NES graphics at all. I don't think because it looks shit, but it doesn't look like NES shit. It looks just like when adult animated cartoons try to do like pixel gags and they just do like a really shitty job. Let me see if there was ever a Smurfs NES game. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, of course there was. Yeah, and it looked nothing like this. There was actually black outlines because I guess it was still like a comic or whatever. Yeah, it just looks fucking nothing like this. That looks the one that they have in the movie kind of looks like if they made like a CDI game or something. Oop, excuse me. Haha. I just came home from work. I'm not exactly. I hope that's okay. Is that okay? No. Get closer. Yeah, that's good. Put some stress on the wire connecting it to my computer. Was there ever a Smurfs? Why did I say CDI? What did I mean? Retro game, I guess. I'm just trying to give this movie some leeway of credit. If this like game thing is from anything, I've done all the research I think I feel like doing. I'm gonna just say it's not from anything. I'm just gonna say that they just ham fisted a fucking shitty graphic into this movie to represent old game, and then they switch it to doodles, and then they switch it back to the 3D animation. They're trying to do the Spider Verse shit, but it doesn't seem like they're being it doesn't seem like they're being clever with it. Um, or interesting. Like the reason that the Spider Verse shit makes sense is because Spider Man's been around for so long and he's been iterated in so many different ways that that kind of shit is rewarding. It's not. It's what the fuck did I just pause? It's just some guy drinking clamato juice. I gotta get this trailer off my screen. I'm talking way too much about. This is not about the trailer, which looks like shit, and also why the fuck would you ever hire Rihanna as Smurfette? Rihanna's probably a fine voice actor. I actually enjoy the way that her voice sounds. I think she has an appealing voice. Have you ever in a million years ever seen Smurfette in any single piece of media ever? Why the fuck would you ever hire Rihanna as Smurfette? I think I've seen like seven Smurf things in my life, and that counts the three times I've seen the Smurf Christmas Carol special that they did in Cartoon Network. It counts that too. And I don't think I've ever. Why the fuck? Like Smurfette's voice is like deep and smoky, and it's like is that a racial thing to say? I just felt like that made sense. It's like deep and like I don't know how to put it. It's just I feel like smoky's the right word. I mean, somebody let me know if I'm saying something awful in the comments, but it's not Smurfette. Smurfette's like high and pitchy and bubbly, and I don't know. She's the only fucking girl in the Smurf village. So she gives everybody hand jobs. She's all like ditzy and shit. It's like that's what Smurfette is. Smurfette. I'm not saying that she can't be an in-depth character, but if you're gonna make her an in-depth character, have her sound like Smurfette. What the fuck is this bull? She doesn't even sound like Smurfette aside. Rihanna's voice doesn't match the character design for Smurfette at all. She's got like a deeper, older voice, but she's like the same size. Like if I heard Rihanna's voice as Smurfette and I closed my eyes, I would imagine the Smurf to be way taller and probably have like dark hair and like a bunch of like army gear shit on because they sound like really experienced. But it's like it's Smurfette. She's just like the rest of them, but she has like a gown on and like a tank top to cover her nothing. She doesn't have anything. Um, it's just fuck. It's stupid. It's like It's like if I got a guy who sounded like Santa Claus to play Mario. It's like, yeah, they're both kind of old and they both kind of sound interesting, but one of them's fucking Santa Claus. And see, I'm not like this guy. I'm not a guy who gets all fucking pantyhose scrunge in a bunch over miscasts or people who might be miscast I don't really know about yet. Guess who's the one guy on the fucking planet who, when they announced Chris Pratt to play Mario, I was the only person on the goddamn planet to not groan and throw my arms back and be like, I mean, Charles Martinet. It's a movie, okay? I get it. It's a movie. I understand why they were like, well, Charles does the games. Let's get somebody different from the movie for the movie. Excuse me. Let's get somebody different for the movie. Let's get Chris Pratt. Why did they choose Chris Pratt? I didn't know, but I was like, well, surely either they're A, not gonna have him sound like Chris Pratt, or B, Miyamoto said Mario in my head should sound like Chris Pratt. And either way, I guess I'm down for it because it's clearly Nintendo's vision and not Illumination's vision or Universal's vision. When we got the actual movie, it was a little bit of everything, but Chris Pratt as Mario wasn't a bad fucking choice at all. He pulled off a decent amount of Italian accent twang to his performance. He's completely serviceable, and it wasn't distracting in the slightest. It was completely fine. And I sat there and I was like, guess who didn't waste all their energy throwing a big hissy fit about Chris Pratt not being Mario? Guess who didn't retweet videos of voice actors online going, look at my Mario impression, and be like, Nintendo, hire this man. Guess who didn't do all that stupid shit, because you know what we got in the end was fine. But the difference between that was that there was maybe like a year period of waiting to hear Chris Pratt sound like Mario, then maybe 1 or 2 seconds of Chris Pratt sounding like Mario, and then just a movie coming out. They didn't really ever have him talk in any of the promotional material. So when we all sat down to watch the movie, we weren't judging Chris Pratt as Mario preemptively. Some people already hated it walking in, and some people were just indifferent walking in. I was a part of the latter group. But by the time you sat down to watch the movie, you weren't really thinking about that as much as you were thinking about the movie as a whole. So you were just ready. You're like, okay, let's just see this movie. Let's just see it. But this, Smurfette looks like the main character. The Smurfs Twitter account has fucking, it's Smurfette as the profile picture. The thumbnail for this fucking shitty trailer is a picture of Smurfette. It says Smurfs official trailer, and then in text bigger than the words official trailer and as big the 3 lines, Rihanna is Smurfette, is bigger than the fucking Smurfs logo in the Smurfs trailer movie. Rihanna is Smurfette. Because that's all you fucking have, isn't it? And this is the next part of my fucking rant. What the fuck do Smurfs do? I watched the original Smurfs movie made by Sony in 20 something. What was that year? I'm on the Smurfs wiki. I'm on the Smurfs wiki right now, and they don't have the Sony animated live action movies here. In the fucking Smurfs wiki. So fuck you, Smurfs wiki. You have all the animated shit here, but not the live action shit. That's about a quarter of your of your Smurfs content right there that you're just giving up. Where the fuck did the Smurfs movie date? I can't even remember why I'm looking up the date of it. 2011. I watched the original Smurfs movie in 2011, so that is my extent knowledge of lore of Smurfs, and I'm going to choose to call it as the official lore that I should be following. If there's any Smurf heads in the comments, please correct me. If there's anybody out there who's genuinely passionate about Smurfs, I desperately want you to correct me on every single inaccuracy I get. I want you to nitpick the ever living shit out of me. I want you to get on my nerves with how much you're correcting, because I know nothing about it and I will not do any research. Anything that I know about Smurfs will be information given to me by you. You will be the soul. You'll be my Smurf mentor. So please correct me. But as far as my concern, the dynamic is Smurfs are happy and they live in a village, and they all have different personalities, and they all look the same because it's really cheaper to animate. Um, but there's a guy named Gargamel who lives in a castle not too far from the Smurfs. But somehow he doesn't know where the Smurfs live, even though he's like a mile away from where they live, and he's always running into them, but he doesn't know where they live. He just knows kind of where they live. And he lives with his cat in a castle, and he counts and rubs his gold coins all day, and he goes, I love Hollywood, I love Hollywood. And just wants he wants to get these Smurfs, and he keeps saying he wants to suck the magic essence out of them, and I can't remember how I came to this conclusion. I don't know if they had insinuated it in the first movie or not, but I remember him saying he wants to juice the Smurfs, like he wants to blend them up, or like he wants to squeeze them like orange slices or something like that. Like he wants to like you know those tortilla pressers where they're like little cast iron things, and you like hold down a handle and it like takes a little ball, and it smashes it out into a perfect disc. He wants to do that, but with the Smurfs to get their blue magic. Um, to do what? I don't know. Like I want to say rule the world, but it's just him, a cat, and these Smurfs in this magical world. Like there's nothing else. There's not like a medieval village like over yonder as far as my concern. It's just Gargamel, his cat, and then these Smurfs in like this village, not these but like this forest, just like in the middle of like nowhere. Like Gargamel's like alone on the planet with like his cat and the Smurf. I don't know how many times. Like I'm gonna be looping a lot here, but there's like nothing to this. There's like nothing. I'm just trying to emphasize how like this IP is 80 years old and it has nothing. It has absolutely nothing. There's just nothing there. So he wants to get the magical essence from the Smurfs. Okay. So the Smurfs are magical, right? Um they're supposed to be, but I don't think that they are. He says that they're like he wants their magical essence, but what the fuck? What the fuck do they do? They're little blue creatures that live in hollowed out mushrooms, and I mean that's it. They don't have like powers. They don't float. They don't like command. They don't know the way of the force. They don't talk to animals or some shit. They're blue little creatures that live in fucking in hollowed out mushrooms. They don't run fast, so like Gargamel can't like put them on like a little hamster wheel and have them power his electronics. They're not. He says that they're magical, but they're not really magical. Or if they are magical, they don't fucking use their magic for anything. They don't like control shit. They don't like move the water out of their way. They're getting hurt more often than they're actually like. They're not like a thriving community. Like it looks like they're happy, but every time you see like like an episode of like some sort of Smurfs TV show or some sort of movie, like they're never like they're not doing anything magical. They sing their Smurf theme song. They go la 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 la, and that's it. Like that's all they do all day. They just they wake up, they sing their theme song, and then they just kind of do shit, and then they go to bed. They don't even like do shit as a community. It's not like, oh well, Farmer Smurf has to get everybody the wheat. It's like, no, they don't do that. They don't have like crops and shit. They don't have like a currency system. They just wake up and they go, oh, good morning, Papa Smurf. He goes, oh, good morning, Tech Smurf. What are you teching today? They don't do anything. They don't do shit. They don't do anything for anybody. They barely make each other fucking happy. They're just kind of like glad that they're all around. I don't know how many times I have to stress this. Even though they're all dudes, there's like one girl there. Please excuse me. I'm looking at the wiki for the Smurfs TV series on Nickelodeon, um, and I see one, two, three, four. women Smurf here, so they're really trying to diversify it, which that's nice. Pretty kind of them. Um, it's kind of interesting. I'm just like looking at pictures of Smurfs. The show looks pretty good. You could probably watch this. Remember seeing that ad? Ugh, these renders. I fucking hate these renders. Peyo. That's the guy who made Smurfs. Peyo. I like to think he had a lot more ambitions, I guess creatively. I like to think he desired to make something. I mean, he doesn't have to make anything interesting, but I like to think that he had more up his sleeves than the Smurfs. Um, that's what I like to think. Man, now I'm just looking at pictures of disgusting Smurfs. The live action Smurfs are like so like they're impressive to a point, I guess. But just like the ball, like the thumb pad and like the veins on their hands, and you could see like their pectoral muscles, and because you could see their pectoral muscles, like for some reason you have to see their abs. But they have like little pot bellies, so they're just like very faint ab definition on top of pot bellies. It's just like weird and gross, um, and fucking disgusting. It's the fucking nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're like these little creatures. I get they work in every art style, but they don't look great in any of them. Even the ones that they look good in, they're still like they all have the same inherent problem where they're all just like they all look the exact same. You can't really change anything about that. They all kind of sound the same too. They're kind of like the emotions from Inside Out. Maybe that's where they would work best. Maybe they would work best if like the Smurfs were at like a little console and they were controlling. What if the Smurfs were like the little emotions, but for like Gargamel, and Gargamel is like uncomfortable with his emotions, which is why he's always trying to kill the Smurfs. Or maybe he's fascinated with his emotions. That's why he always wants to squeeze them like orange slices to really understand like how come you can feel things, but when you all work together, you make me feel nothing. Maybe that would be an interesting angle to take it from. Maybe that would be cool. That would be cool angle to take it from. How do you make the Smurfs cool? I guess is the real question, because they're kind of useless, fucking stupid pieces of shit that nobody that nobody fucking likes. It's not even that's wrong to say. There's probably some people out there who like Smurfs, but you're gonna be hard pressed to find. You could probably find a few people who like Smurfs, but you probably be pretty hard pressed to find people who are willing to go out of their way to defend Smurfs, like sincerely. Other than like the one or two people out there who are like, well, I just think they're neat. If you think they're neat, that's fucking awesome, and I'm like jealous that you can enjoy something that I think is so paper thin and makes me want to shit in my own hand and rub it all over my face and light it on fire and just smell it for 3 hours straight. I'm glad that you have something better to look forward to than me arguing about Smurfs for 7 hours. Um, we're at 33 minutes. Can I make this video 2 hours? Can I make this video 2 hours of Dan arguing with himself about Smurfs? Oh, that is good piss. I forgot to mention, I'm actually hiking right now. I am oh, excuse me. I'm about 17 stories high right now in St. Bermuda Mountain, Atlanta, Georgia. You wouldn't think there'd be a lot of mountains here, but there's actually like a good bit in the upper northeast section I'm in right now. And I'm at the very top of a mountain. No birds, no wildlife. I've killed it all to get myself a nice, quiet, controlled environment right here where I can get superb audio quality. on this $75 piece of shit microphone and camera mount tripod. So that's something else I wanted to talk about that pisses me off to no end. So the Smurfs. So we got we let's recuperate. The Smurfs are not magical. They are special for some reason. I guess because they're just tiny blue people, but they're not magical. They're just like little blue people. Gargamel wants to kill them for some reason. I guess he just hates them. And he wants their quote unquote magic that they don't really have. Um, and that's it. It's like there's nothing to them. So it's like the only thing like that doesn't really matter, right? Like that none of that kind of matters because it's like as long as you make them interesting, it doesn't really fucking matter whether or not like they mean anything. Like they could be your character could be as useless as a Smurf front to back, but as long as it's like a likable little critter, people will fuck with it. So what do the Smurfs have that make them likable? This is the part that like really like irks me because like you could lose me in the first half, but you can get me back in the second, and the second is like just laughable. So the Smurfs, they're like little personality. Like you have like Builder Smurf, which his name wouldn't be like Bob the Builder Smurf. That was unintentional. Let me rephrase that. His name wouldn't be like Andre the Builder Smurf. His name would be Builder Smurf. They just call you what you do. if you if you're a guy who if you're a guy who jacks off a lot, they'd call you Coming Smurf. That's what they would call you. Like the people are named after their professions in the Smurf town village. What do they have a name for it? Is it just a Smurf village? It is. I'm not kidding. The place where they live is called Smurf Village. That's fucking crazy. Why wouldn't you call it like Smurftopia, Smurfburbia or something? Why wouldn't you call it anything like that? Okay, so that, that perfectly segues into my next thing. Smurfs. So here's my question: Are Smurfs? Are they creatures who have dubbed themselves after the thing that they commonly say, or do they just constantly self-refer to their own species? Because Smurfs are obsessed with using Smurf for just about fucking everything. And that's no more evident than it is in the fucking latest trailer for the new Smurf movie, where they're just constantly throwing it around. It's like they'll say, "You gotta Smurf it up." What does that mean? I guess Smurf means live. Okay, so like we gotta live it up. Live is a verb. Smurf means verb. Uh, and then you could say like, "Oh, I'm not smurfing all about that Smurf." So it's like okay, so it's like it's a so would fucking also be a verb to Smurfs? I mean I guess fucking is a verb. So okay, Smurf is a verb. They could be like walking by a flower and they go, "Oh, this flower is so Smurf," and it's like so the flower is Smurf. So it's like Smurf is an adjective. So like the Smurf means like pretty, but then you also use Smurf for fucking. So it's just like so they just say Smurf. They don't say Smurf for everything. Uh, what the fuck was that? Something just landed on my roof. So they don't say Smurf for everything. They just say Smurf for like most shit, but not like all shit, just like most shit. Um, it's very frustrating because there's no rhyme or reason to it. Which I mean, I guess there doesn't need to be as long as it's fun. But just saying Smurf isn't fun. I've been saying it for 40 minutes and I want to blow my fucking brains out. This shit's retarded. Smurf? Are you fucking kidding me? What a retarded fucking stupid name. Oh, I shouldn't have said the R slur. The naughty R slur. I don't care. I fucking hate Smurfs, dude. Everything that has to do with them makes my blood boil. And the fact that they're so self-referring makes me blow the lid of my head off like no tomorrow. I want to bite every single one of my fingernails off, like in the full plate, grind them up in a mortar and pestle, and sprinkle them to make a magical portal to go to the Smurf village, so I could just take a big deuce on it, man. I just want to flood it with piss, dude. I just want these. I want these. Okay, you know what? I get it now. I understand Gargamel's point of view. He doesn't even give a fuck. Like, he lets the Smurfs know. He's like, I want you for your magical power. So they feel like that they have some sort of self importance. When in reality, he just wants to kill them. Them having a sense of self importance stops them from being depressed and from having no purpose. Because if that were the case, the Smurfs would die and kill themselves. And Gargamel wouldn't have the satisfaction of 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 hunting his prey, his natural prey, which is Smurfs. Gargamel lives a shit. Hold on, let me bring up. Um, get this Smurf NFT bullshit out of my way. That's about to be its whole new thing. Give me back to the Smurfs wiki and give me back to the regular. Thank you. To the Smurfs TV show because I saw screenshots of it earlier. You got to get me back on this. Gargamel, thank you right here. Gargamel lives in I made a mistake. I said that he lived in like a castle with his cat, and he just like lived in the middle of nowhere with these Smurfs on this planet. I'm looking at, or I'm now looking at these photos where he's like living in like a little medieval village. So, one, he's living in a medieval village, and well, there's one that already sucks. If you know anything about history, that's like the era where you would shit in a bucket and you'd wipe your ass with a sponge on a stick that's already been shoved up other people's assholes already. So that just stinks already. Um, and is this a video? No, thank you. Just give me. Where the fuck are the photos of Gargamel in the village? I need to look at them while I describe what his imaginary life to me is like. Just use this photo right here. Yeah, right there. Make up your mind. Okay, that one right there. That one's not good. Okay, that one right. Yeah, that one right there is good. All right. Looking at this photo right now, it's a photo of Gargamel with his goofy ass red shoes, and he's chasing after these Smurfs. He's going, "Fuck these Smurfs! I fucking hate these little pieces of shit!" And he's like running after them. He's got. It looks like he has a kid, like he has a child. There's no mother in the picture, so already he's been like. So Gargamel's been cucked. He's just not having a good day. Not having a good day. And he's like, and his kids are fighting over some fucking fire truck. So his kids are like greedy pieces of shit that he didn't raise right. But it's not, honestly, it's not his fault. He clearly wasn't raised to be a good egg either, and nobody taught him how to be a good person. So his kids are just inherently going to be kind of shitty. So his kids are pieces of shit. The Smurfs are fucking up his day. It looks like I see him here with some old lady. Just looks like he fucking lives with his mom. And like his mom is like on the floor, and it looks like she just fell. I'm not kidding. It looks like she just fell, and she's like crying. Oh man! And Gargamel's like, he's like looking at her, and he's like like he's concerned. He's like holding like a little dish with like her pills in it. And he's just like worried like for like her safety. This is like actually I'm getting like a little teary eyed right here. Gargamel lives a shitty life. He has kids that don't like him, they don't care for him. His mom is old and is like dying, and he like lives in this little village, and all these Smurfs do because they just already inherently hate them. The Smurfs already inherently hate Gargamel because he's just like a dick. They're like, why don't you turn that Smurf and frown upside down? Gargamel's like, shut the fuck, just leave me alone, man. And so he decides one day he just wants to like kill these fucking things. Like, I see exactly where he's coming from. These little pieces of shit live perfect lives where they have just like nothing to live for. They're just like happy all the time. Not even because it's like, well, they're joyous creatures and they see like everything good in the world. They're literally just hardwired programmed to be toxically happy but like have no reason to. And they're also stupid and dumb, and they're blue, and nobody fucking likes them. Um, and Gargamel is like a real person with like real problems on his shoulder, and these little fuckers come around and they're like, "Hey Gargamel, do you want to play Smurf ball with us?" You start stomping them one by one. They go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he goes, "I'm just having a bad fucking day and you're getting in my way." And they just expect him to be nice. But guess what? He doesn't have to be fucking nice for any little blue fucks. He could just be a normal person minding his own business. He doesn't owe you anything. And yet they demand that he lives up to their standards of joy, or he gets the fuck out. But he just wants to exist, and these Smurfs gotta stay in, and they gotta like fuck up everybody's day by being happy. All Gargamel wants to do, work at his little experiments. He's just waiting for his mom to die. He's waiting for his kids to grow up. You know, it's fucked up. He's got these fucking little blue fucking pieces of shit in his way, just taking up all of his time and fucking energy. I think that's fucked up, actually. I want to see the Smurfs movie already fucked up because Gargamel not only isn't the main character, but it focuses on his bogus ass brother, who probably doesn't fucking matter at all. It should make it about how much Gargamel wants to kill himself and how the Smurfs get in the way. I want the Smurfs to be a proper enemy. These should be like Resident Evil 9, the common enemy shouldn't be the Lycan. It shouldn't be the fucking black goop creatures from Resident Evil 7. It should be the Smurfs, and you should get to stomp on them one by one, and when you sprint, you get double points. That is all I am saying. I think that would make perfect sense. Water break. I can't stop thinking about how I said the R word earlier. That was retarded of me. Well, I only got like 4 decades left on here anyways. I'm not going to let people tell me what I should and shouldn't say about Smurfs. Is there a list of every single Smurf? Please tell me that there is. Because if there is, I'm just going to... If there... These are character tabs here. If I click on here, and there's like a list of like 70 Smurfs, I'm going to say every single one of them out loud. Okay, there is. There's 230 individual Smurfs. Well, time to start reading. We have Actor Smurf. We have Alchemist Smurf. We have what? Aborist? I thought that said abortus Smurf. Like he only worked as like an aborter. Like he aborted Smurf babies. A Boris Smurf is a character that appeared in Smurfs Village game that was published by Beeline Inc. on the iOS and Android computer systems. It doesn't say what he does. It just says like where you can buy him in the game. A Borist? Oh, so he like makes plants and shit? I guess that's kind of cool. Good for that guy. Archaeologist Smurf. Architect Smurf. Astro Smurf. Oh, here's something interesting. Astro Smurf is a character. He's a Smurf with a spacesuit, which, by the way, doesn't make any fucking sense at all. They live in medieval times, so it doesn't make any fucking goddamn sense. But Astronomer Smurf seems like it would go hand in hand with him. Yet there's no pic. Oh, I lied. There's a picture of him on here. Well, that almost got interesting, but of course it's Smurfs, so it just fucking led to nothing interesting at all. Wait a second. Never mind. Wait, this is getting interesting. The first character in the B section for Smurfs is Baby Smurf, in parentheses, real. It is a picture of a baby Smurf holding a teddy bear. Okay, no, this is fucking... This is fucking ridiculous. So, the Baby Smurf, he's called... His name, his legal name is Baby Smurf because he's a fucking baby. So when he becomes a kid, he'll be called, his name will physically change. He'll have to adjust his life. He'll have to stop writing his name down as Baby Smurf, and he's gonna have to change into Kid Smurf. And then what? He'll just be regular Smurf. Like what after? Look, well, he has to find his job before they rename his name. That kind of makes you think. You would choose your job a lot more delicately if your occupation directly affected your name. How's it going, John? Oh, nothing much. How's it going out there? Septic tank drainer Smurf. How's it going, man? You know, like that would fucking suck. Baker Smurf, Barber Smurf, Beekeeper Smurf, Blacksmith Smurf, Blue Overall Smurf. So what? This guy just... Blue Overall Smurf is one of the Smurfs who appears among the group of Smurfs in the 2011 Smurfs movie. Identified as this by Sony Picture Imageworks due to the cover overalls that he wears. His overalls is the same than Handy Smurf in the movie. He has the same tools in his pocket. So they just duplicated the Handy Smurf model and they put it in the background. But because he was he was distinctually a different Smurf, now canonically there's just another Smurf out there who wears blue overalls that can't be called Handy Smurf, because even though he's handy, there's already Handy Smurf. So what's his next defining characteristic that can change his name? Blue fucking overalls. So if your occupation is already taken, then the next thing that they're going to move on to you is your clothes, which is a huge fucking problem because they all wear the same goddamn clothes. They all wear the white pants and a white fucking hat. So if you were just like a normal ass looking Smurf, you didn't care about fashion, and you were just trying to work at like the comic book store, there's already a comic book Smurf. So what? You're going to be white pants Smurf? That's fucking stupid. What's this one? This might just change everything. Blue Painter Smurf. Blue Painter Smurf is a character who appears in various episodes of the 2021 cartoon show and is constantly arguing with Yellow Painter Smurf. My jaw is on the fucking floor. This guy's name is Blue Painter Smurf because he went to Home fucking Depot one day and he bought a can of blue paint, and another guy bought a can of yellow paint, and because they don't like each other, their names, because their occupation is to fucking yell at each other and paint, they are now forever known as Blue Painter fucking Smurf and fucking Yellow fucking Painter fucking Smurf fucking. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude. I could be taking a shit, and if somebody already had my occupation and my clothes, my name would be Shitting Smurf, because my only defining characteristic is every time, or at least every once in a while when you see me, I'm either shitting or I'm talking about how I'm about to take a shit. Oh man, I gotta take a shit. That's okay, Shitting Smurf, go ahead and take your time. Me and Coming Smurf would make a big power couple, man. Oh, I gotta shit. Oh, I gotta come. Twins. You know what I'm saying? Brainy Smurf, which that's a retarded way to say Smart Smurf. Well, actually, Smart Smurf does sound worse. Never mind. Brainy Smurf is a good... I rescind my comment. Oh, God. I gotta speed through these because I don't want to... I'm on B, and I can't keep stopping myself. Builder Smurf, Butterfly Catching Smurf, sure. Camper Smurf, Caveman Smurf, Carpenter Smurf, Cheerful Smurf, Chef Smurf, Clockwork Smurf. What the fuck? Clockwork Smurf, imposter. In parentheses, it says imposter. And then underneath it, Clockwork Smurf real. So there's a liquid and a solid Clockwork Smurf. And there's a Clockwork Smurfette. Okay, well now I gotta look at all these. Clockwork Smurf Imposter was created by Gargamel in the comic book story The Clockwork Smurf. While having the same physical mechanisms as the real Clockwork Smurf, this one dispensed a liquid form of fake sarsaparilla through the nozzle of the Smurf hat that had mutated the other Smurfs. So this is a liquid Smurf. And real Clockwork. Oh, so they're both robots. Okay. Why can't you just like write a big like 2 on his tummy or something to like so you know that he's Clockwork Smurf? Okay, so then who's Clockwork Smurfette? Clockwork Smurfette is a mechanical Smurf character that appears in seasons 7 and 8. 7 and 8 of fucking what? She was created by the Handy Smurf. She initially fell in love with her creator, who created no end of trouble for both Handy and the other Smurfs, but her affection soon switched over to Clockwork Smurf and became his female companion. So this guy made a sex robot to work a clock, and then everybody acted surprised when it fell in love with him. Oh, here's a real here's a real warning on the Smurf wiki. It's a big blue box that says, "Uh-oh, very Smurfy non-canon warning. This article or section contains non-canonical information that is considered to be an official part of the Smurf Franco-Belgian comic book series, the 1980s Smurf cartoon show series, or the 2021 Smurf cartoon show series, and should not be considered part of the overall storyline in any of those media universes." So, wait. This contains non-canonical information, so it's not canon, that is not considered to be a part of the official Smurfs Franco-Belgian comic book series, so this character isn't from the comics. Not the 1980s Smurf cartoon show series, so it's not from the 1980s cartoon, or the 2021 Smurfs cartoon reboot series, so it's not from the 2021 cartoon. So there is a character called Clockwork Smurfette that appears in season 7 and 8 of some show that, even though it ran for at least 7 or 8 seasons, isn't canonical to fucking anything. So what is that? The 1981 TV series. So no, wait, it is a part of the 1980s series. So then why is it not canon? Why is Clockwork Smurfette not canon? Why? It doesn't make any sense. This is a fucking outrage. Clown Smurf, Clueless Smurf, Clumsy Smurf, Coal Miner Smurf, Cobbler Smurf, Complimentary Smurf. I gotta look at that one. What does that mean? Mentioned. There's a big picture. It says mention only. So this guy could not even fucking be real. Complimentary Smurf is a Smurf character that was mentioned by Brandy in the 2011 Smurfs movie as a Smurf who always had something nice to say. Well, somebody draw up an image of Complimentary Smurf right now. Cousin Smurf, Cowboy Smurf, Crazy Smurf, Cupid Smurf. What is Cousin Smurf? Cousin Smurf is a group of characters that appear in the comic book story Smurf and the Snake Boat. So it's multiple characters. That doesn't make any fucking sense. We have Dabbler Smurf, Dancer Smurf, Dentist Smurf, Detective Smurf, Diaper Daddy. That's a Smurf. That's the first Smurf character that doesn't have Smurf in their name. It says Diaper Daddy. It doesn't say Diaper Daddy Smurf. It says Diaper Daddy. And then underneath in italicized text, it says, "Do not confuse with Clockwork Smurf. Please do not confuse this character with Clockwork Smurf. That would be fucking terrible. Disabled Smurf, and his whole body's in a cast. Dr. Smurf, Don Smurfo. This is some fucking guy. I don't know, who cares. Dopey Smurf, Dreamy Smurf, Drummer Smurf, Editor Smurf, Enamored Smurf, Engineer Smurf, Equilibralist Smurf, Explorer Smurf. What is this? What is Equilibrium? Oh, he's just like on a unicycle the whole time. Okay, okay. Um, what is this? Fakir Smurf, Fakir Smurf, Faker Smurf. This guy's like a head thing on, and he's like playing the snake flute, and he's like sitting on needles, and he's like barefoot. If you want to know what Smurf feet look like, they look like that. You're not looking at what I'm looking at, but you know, just so you can imagine it in your head. Farmer Smurf, Finance Smurf, Fireman Smurf, Fisher Smurf, Flighty Smurf. What is Flighty? Because right underneath that, there's Flying Smurf. So what's Flighty Smurf? Who's prone to easily becoming distracted. So he's got ADHD. That's dope. W representation. Flying Smurf. He just likes kites. Alright. Forgotten Smurf. Does he have Alzheimer's? He's like, oh, is he like that Marvel character? What's his name? Forget Me Not, where it's like his power is this like everybody forgets like the second that they look away from him, they just forget who he is. But he's like, this is like that, but a Smurf. So then we have, oh, I'm so excited for what's about to come right here. Fortune Teller Smurf, Game Smurf, Gangster Smurf. What the fuck is a gangster Smurf? It's fucking. It's like a. It's like a fucking picture. It looks like somebody's ArtStation photo. Oh my god. It's a fucking Smurf, and he has like a trench coat on and a Tommy gun, and he's got like these nice ass like leather Smurf cleats on. Gangster Smurf is a Smurf that appears in the Smurfs Society that was published by Imps and the Blue Project SAS. It stated that Gangster Smurf lives a life of organized crime, running the largest sarsaparilla smuggling operation in the forest. So sarsaparilla is like a drug to them. Smurf Society is another thing that I'm just like not really interested in getting into, because it's like the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, kind of a good idea from like business perspective. Like, it makes perfect sense. NFTs are just pictures of like little characters that have very minute differences, and that's all Smurfs are. There's already like 100 million zillion of them, and if there isn't, you could just like clearly you could just add a fucking word in front of Smurf and then just draw it off of that. So Smurf Society is just like, let's just draw images of Smurfs. I guess the problem is that they all look fucking dumb. Like, even for Smurf standards, like the big Smurf that you see on like the cover for these is like a Smurf with like he's got like a little brain dance headset on like in front of his eye, and he's got like a tech glove with like little copper wires on it and shit, and he's wearing like a blue hoodie. So it's just already like the stupidest thing ever, and he's like standing on like a Skylanders portal with like all these other NFT things like looking over him. And it's so funny because they'll use here's my favorite part. They'll use any image of a Smurf and then just edit all this shit onto the Smurf to use to make this like NFT Smurf. So like, I'm looking at one image that's of him, and he's clearly like a scared Smurf that's like falling down. And then another one where he looks like badass, and he's like a mean Smurf. And there's another one where he's using the grumpy the grumpy grumpy Smurf image, and they just edited all this shit on it. So they've just used like three different unique Smurfs, but for like this one Smurf, that's like how interchangeable and like bland they are. Also, this one's like of him in like in front of a bunch of what's it called, Minecraft blocks. It's so fucking weird. You get some NFTs of like him, drawings of him in a book, like showing the Smurfs like technology and shit. It's so fucking stupid. I guess I can't have the rest of them on here because the NFTers don't want you stealing their little JPEGs. So that's it for Gangster Smurf. I wonder how much of this stuff here is like from the NFT thing, because we have Gardener Smurf, Generic Smurf, Geologist Smurf, Glammy Smurf, Glass Smith Smurf, Glow Smurf, Golf Smurf, Grandpa Smurf, Gray Brainy Smurf, Gray Greedy Smurf. What the wait? Hold on. This has clicked for me. Gray Brainy Smurf, Gray Greedy Smurf, Gray Handy Smurf, Gray Jokey Smurf. What is gray? Oh. So the gray is just like the evil version of a regular Smurf. Um I feel like a fucking idiot. It's it's 1 in the morning. I've all my air conditioners and fans are off, and I've recorded 1 hour of me reading Smurfs shit. I feel no accomplishment. I'm covered in sweat. My ice water is fucking everywhere. My phone is dead, and my nose is itchy. Good night.